Всем привет, друзья! Сегодня мы будем смотреть чемпионат Brawl Старса. Давно вы это хотели, да? Сегодня будет час смотрения этого чемпионата, так что не забывайте подписываться, и мы начинаем смотреть его и голосовать за свои команды.
Which has led us up to this final month. And obviously Humble winning last month was a big thing for them.
Seeing the black and orange take it home, we've seen them kind of trending upwards, and then finally they come through and they want to take it last month. So definitely a big deal. That put them at the top of our EMEA leaderboard, above SK Gaming, which is a big deal. But one of the bigger deals we got to mention is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is where Reply Totem sits. Arc. This is a team that had not missed a monthly finals in literally 2 calendar years, and they missed it last time, and now they are in a rough spot.
Crazy, right? I mean, they went from being the champions of May to not even qualifying for June. A huge upset last month, and no doubt about it, they were kicking themselves for it. Now this month, they have to make the semi-finals to clinch an LCQ spot, and that's only if Pirates do not win the grand finals. Imagine if Reply Totem went out at the first hurdle, LCQ spot. That has come to life. I mean, Pirates, if they went all the way, it would be one of the most unexpected occurrences of this entire season in this region for sure. But nonetheless, we've seen crazy things.
Да почему его не видно, блин?
Might make worlds.
Опа,
and that's the thing, I think you've really got to look at this second quarterfinal. That's the one we're going to be watching first. Zeta Division versus Reply.
Запустить, я не знаю. Давайте через Зуперу попробуем запустить. Нет, не надо обновлять Оперу. Сейчас я вам попробую показать. Поиск мне нужен. Поиск Brawl Stars Event. Спиддел. Что такое спиддел вообще? Event. Вот он. Заходим вот сюда. Надеюсь, вам будет видно сейчас. Опа, логин. Опа, не надо логиниться. Ладно, пока залогинимся. Какой там? Нет, не так. Окей, логин. Кодик должен прийти. Сейчас мы подождем кодик. Пока не видно экран, подождите. Так, где? Сейчас. Ой, блин. Сейчас найду, подождите, кодекс напишу. Где мой, блин, этот? Блин. Подожди-ка. Да-да, он и меня тут был. Из-за моего тупизма я, наверное, код просрал. Ну ладно. Подождите. Секундочку. Эй, секундочку. Почта, опа. Мы залогинились. Ребята, залогинились. Если сейчас не будет не видно, то я не знаю. То будет, конечно, капец.
Is gonna, help them get a bit more oomph, or if it's gonna, kind of crush their game plan.
We'll see it. We'll see if the Polish team is able to kind of pull it on top. But as we mentioned, Reply Totem, they are back. It's Mauro Mori and iChaos.
Теперь белый экран.
And so this is the team. Mauro and Mori have been playing together for, I think, since the year 1987. And obviously, I'm having a little bit of fun here. But the guys, seriously, Ark, this team, the guts of the M&M boys, these guys have been here forever.
Absolutely so, and that is something that cannot be understated. I mean, it really is such a valuable thing to have that kind of core chemistry between yourselves. iChaos coming in this year, of course. I mean, it hasn't been smelling of roses necessarily. So the quarterfinals exits in March and April. A grand finals win in May was definitely their best month. But for Zeta Division, they've had 2 grand finals appearances, one of which they won back in April. So I think Reply Totem's still very much behind, and of course we can't fail to forget. Not qualifying for the monthly finals of June last month was definitely. I think Reply Totem still very much behind, and of course we can't fail to forget. Not qualifying for the monthly finals of June last month was definitely their darkest time. This is their redemption arc, and they've got to get this right. And in terms of the matchup, we haven't actually seen Zeta Division versus Reply Totem all year long. It's just been this month. In the qualifiers, they were facing off against each other in round 9, and now in the monthly finals in the bracket. But prior to this, they haven't faced off at all. And it was Zeta Division in those qualifiers in round 9. They got the win over Reply Totem to a 2-1 scoreline to qualify through the upper bracket.
Huge info. Great analysis.
Слушайте звук просто.
That when we look at the consistency of Zeta Division and Reply Totem's more recent struggles, like I said, for me, you know how iChaos is. I feel like he's mad, and I expect him to come back with a vengeance. And you said you're not going to make fun of me for it. I think a lot of Brawl fans out here, you can see like 3/4 of us feel like it's Zeta, but I feel like I'm echoing what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, no, I really do feel like Reply Totem are going to come out swinging because, they can't make World Finals directly. They're going to have to go through the LCQ, and even that's not locked. Yes, it's likely, but it's not locked. They've got a point to prove, and they're going to want to be able to get all the wins on the board, move as high up those rankings as they can before LCQ to get the seeding on their side. Pearl going to be the first pick, then we're heading on to Hideout, the bands of the Max, Piper, and Buster on Reply Totem's side. Zeta Division going to be banning out the Kit, the Meg, and the Gene, and rolling in with the Tick.
The Pearl is definitely a brawler that we've seen come up out of the past month or two. Kind of went from nowhere in the middle of the year to boom. Just her threat, she can potentially put out the most damage, and that threat is a big deal. You had the shield, and all of a sudden you've got a brawler that just winds up being a centerpiece for a lot of these teams. You mentioned the Tick. Bell from along the way here on Hideout, kind of classic long-range brawler. Since the Piper is banned out, the Bell stands up.
Well, Larry and Laurie's going to be coming in for Reply Totem and then trying to match that thrower on the other side. They do have the ability to break up some of these walls, molding the map to how their thrower's going to want it more than the opposing side with that Pearl. Bell going to be bringing a good amount of range for Zeta Division as well to be able to match that if the map is broken up. So it kind of balances itself out. I imagine they're going to kind of just try and keep it closed off and keep that good position with the Larry and Laurie, but we still are with Reply Totem for their final pick, and it's going to be a Byron. Definitely showing his face a lot more recently than he was in the past couple of years, but throwing some heals in the back of his team is definitely going to be helpful when faced with the range of Bell.
Yeah, I think right now in the meta, we've seen for a little while leaning towards tankier brawlers. Larry isn't exactly a squishy character. Then Mori on the Pearl with a big shield. That allows Byron, you're just able to heal more. When you have low HP brawlers, you might not get that heal off before they die. And so I think that's why we've seen a little bit more Byron. And then Mandy comes through along the way here, another sharpshooter. So Meow's going to try and play control, but you've got Bell and the Mandy here from a distance trying to deal Larry might be in a good position as long as they can control the map.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You've got to get into that little pocket and start throwing down some shots. But, you know, they still have a thrower to counter that, and they've got two extremely long-range brawlers. So I'm really liking what Zeta Division are bringing to the table here. Byron's got a big job cut out for him to be able to match the range and get some heals in his teammates' backs to be able to keep them up. But Mori's just taking so many shots already, but a good job from Chaos to keep him in the mix so far.
Unable to really find that pocket that you were talking about. Finally now stepping in there, but Tick's just going to say not allowed. Actually, very cute by Mori to dodge them individually. And with that reply totem, able to press up a little bit. Maru getting punished for it. And the Tick super comes through and takes down Pearl, the first takedown of the contest. 3-0 PS Blue Star on Zeta's side.
And there were two low brawlers on the right-hand side, but not traded out just yet, or nobody even brought it down. Mori's very low, though. No heals coming from Chaos just yet. Eventually get in. This mark that he has on him is going to be pretty devastating, and especially with these nest eggs down the right-hand side. Chaos trips one. He's going to be falling too. Mori's going very aggressive here, not trying to get his super. He does actually stay alive somehow, but does get traded out eventually. Now he's going to get a few shots to the face and mark up Chaos's. Now, obviously, the Larry and Lori did fall, so another target is definitely what he'll be going for.
Still the lead for Zeta, though. Not really too concerned. The Manny super comes through. Finds the target, but not dead yet. A little bit of a reprieve from the action. This is classic bounty style, and that one hit. So iChaos wiped off the map 8-5.
Yeah, really nice super from left to right there, cleaning up that marked Byron, able to deal so much damage because of Naui connecting that. Now they're getting pressured back. There is still only 3 stars in it. Garo going to miss that super now, but Meow does have a tick head to try and relieve some pressure. 19 seconds on the clock, and so much pressure coming in. Good trade comes through as the hypercharged Bell super from the right-hand side finds the connection and finds the kill. But Maru coming in now with the pinch. Byron's still there to fight it out as well. Hypercharge from Tick to keep them in the mix. Garo's so low, but he's just relieving some pressure at this point. They're still in the lead. Can they get the kills? Now the shot starts coming down. He gets it. And Totem turn it in the last second.
I did not expect that comeback there, Trev. It looked like Reply Totem had made the wrong choice. They go in one by one. The Pearl didn't fall down as she was the second one in, but I was just like, man, you gotta move up. And then I look at the clock and I go, there's enough time. And Reply Totem actually bring it right back there. Really nice moves there from RT to start us off. And again, this is one of the more important moments, I think, Trav, for Reply Totem. You know, you might be able to bring it back. It's a long best of 5. You have to start out hot after missing last month. I know I'm harping on it, but I really think it's that important.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget how important it is for Zeta Division as well. Ogachigi, you know, close on their heels. They really need these wins, but some good shots coming in. Garo's closed the gap. Chaos gonna fall too, and Zeta Division turn things around so quickly. You know, I respect Totem for keeping that aggression because they know they have to, regardless of if they're in the lead or not. They're gonna get pinned back and taken out if they do just retreat with the lead.
By the way, Garo, I'm not counting that Superman as a miss. He's like 1 for 3. That fourth one, though, he was aiming for Byron, who just happened to die. I'm not counting that as a miss. You got that one. You're good. Reply Totem up 6-4 with a minute on the clock. Mori just getting beaten up here by Garo, but Maru shows up and sends the attacker packet. Really good shade over from the teammate to protect the thrower, who is a little bit vulnerable there on the right-hand side.
Another kill, and with it the blue star comes, and so does and snipe from Garo. 5 stars over his head. Every single kill this game for Zeta Division has come from him until now, where now he picks up another one and extends that lead to 4. Zeta Division wanting to bring this one back. Still going to lure on this right-hand side. Super going to be rolling in shortly. Maru super for himself as well, and might be able to turn this one round in the last seconds once more.
20. And Reply Totem pressing forward. Down 4 stars, so they need 2 kills. Unless they look for Garo. One is there, and there's the second. A Baker's dozen for the red team. They're falling back. There is enough time for Zeta to make a kill. Garo shows up with a long range. They've given up. That one is going to Reply Totem. They take the whole thing, and it's 1-0 on the big board.
I mean, great gameplay from Reply Totem in both of them. They just really chose their moments so well. You know, I don't think anyone can deny the Zeta Division were in control of the stars for most of the game, but the map and the control, the positioning was all on the side of Reply Totem. So even though they were behind, they knew they could get back ahead.
That's the important thing there, Trav, that's the important thing there. I really think you're behind, but big pick. I don't
Зетер
think Reply Totem
зачарованный,
ever felt
ой-ой.
behind. They were like, this is where we need to be. No problem. Whatever the score is, we know. Like I mentioned it very briefly. This was classic Bounty. Before we had the 20-star cap, teams would just wait for 2 minutes, and then everybody surged forward at 11 seconds or whatever.
Буханочки.
Reply Totem didn't exactly play it that tight. They went in like
Да,
20-ish,
второй стрим
but
обрал.
they played a metered, slow approach. If Zeta wound up getting an extra kill or two, no
Мне
big deal.
кто-то
Obviously, you don't want to give him a giant
Кто-то меня
lead, but
смотрит,
I don't think Reply Totem was sweating, worried, or concerned
Напиши,
at
что в
all
чат.
this entire contest.
Yeah, I mean, that late game pressure. They just come in with that one push and retreat with, not much time for a Zeta Vision comeback once again. And yeah, they just played it so well. And I can't keep on reiterating how important this is for both of these teams. Not only Reply Totem to be able to lock in that LCQ, but if Reply Totem win it, Zeta Vision are in a really tough spot. Looking on, and their fate isn't in their own hands if they lose in the quarterfinals. And then, obviously, stats rolling on in. Garo, Meow, and Naui not looking too hot. 4-1-4, not awful. They were in the game, 330 for Garo, and I think he might needed a little bit of help in that last game. But 6 for Maru, and that is huge, especially with not massive DPS. It's not like he's been just dominating the entire game. He just knew when to come in, he knew when to get the damage, and that's just something, as we keep saying, Plytom did so well.
Yeah, it's the motif for the entire matchup. Maru really exemplifying that. Just pick and choose when they lose. That was their entire thought process, and it worked out. Open for business on Open Business, Hot Zone style. Heading over here this time around. Obviously, a large switch up from our Bounty thought process. Bounty more of a team deathmatch. You need the kills in order to pay the bills. This time around, though, it's all about control. So definitely going to look at, I mean, at the end of the day, our top picks are still our top picks. Angelo is still scary as heck. And we see our bans coming on through. Stu always winds up being successful here. Barley, though, has really risen in the ranks this year compared to last year and seasons past. So exciting to see kind of
Пока что ждите.